Today's video will be on the new limited hero Guan Yu. So Guan Yu is first of all, he is the limited hero. He is Sword Harbor Guards, faction, defense type, and a blue mark. His basic green longs triple slash deals 3 stages of HP burn damage by 4% of self max HP each to a single enemy, inflict 1 layer of celestial might, which reduces all damage dealt by 5% up to 8 layers. So that could stack up to 40%. This effect cannot be removed. So it's a permanent stack. It's not like 3 turns, it's permanent. And 1 layer of Long's Wrath cannot be stacked with HP burning. It damages considers HP burning on the target. So similar to Gazelle's poison, unique poison, Long Wrath is a unique HP burn. Doesn't say how many stacks it can go up to. If the target has at least 1 layer of Celestial Might before Guan Yu casts Green Long's triple slash, he has a 50% chance to cast it again to pursue an attack once, which is pretty strong. S2 then, so his first active, deals 2 stages of HP burn damage by 16% of self-max health, each to all enemies. If the target has at least 2 layers of Celestial Might, inflict deep HP burn in 2, and 2 layers of Long Wraths on them for 2 turns. Self gains 2 layers of damage immunity and 1 layer of taunt for 2 turns. I don't know what it means by 2 layers of damage immunity here, because obviously damage immunity is normally 1, unless it's kind of like Boreas, like once it's done, it gets removed. And taunt grants to by this effect can be removed. In the duration of taunt, each time self is hit by enemies, base attack self by enemy's basic attack, self has a 100% chance to order a random ally to launch basic attacks to pursue and attack the target once. At the beginning of self turns, increase base attack damage and skill damage based on the self's current damage res. Every 1% damage res increases basic attack and skill damage by 2.5%. Up to 100% can be gained through this effect. So this one, it seems like the higher damage res you have, the more skill damage, basic attack damage you gain per turn, but you can only cap it 100%. So basically, if you have 1% damage res, it will take 40 off his turns. If you have 2, it will take 20. 4, it will take 10, etc., etc. If you have 40% or whatever, it will take 3 turns. So you see how it does exponentially get smaller. So they're basically having like if you get the 9% from the talents of Arena, it won't take as long as you think, because you're getting 9 times 2.5 per turn. You're getting 22.5. It will take 5 turns, and you get the max effect. Obviously, you want it max out fastest, so you're obviously going to want higher damage res on him, but we'll get to that when he comes out. After casting self skills proactively each time, inflict 1 layer of Celestial Might on all enemies for 2 turns. So this is interesting. So this, if target has at least 2 layers of Celestial Might, inflict. So here it says Celestial Might doesn't have turn limits, but then here it says that this one does. So it looks like some skills inflict it permanently, some skills don't. It'll be interesting to see. When an ally assumes himself launches a base attack to enemies with Celestial Might, the ally has a 50% chance to launch basic attack to pursue an attack once. So this is kind of a way to if you have a pursue and attack team without having the pursue and attack tag or any sort of ability that does pursue an attack. So it'll be very interesting how this actually interacts, because he's basically making the whole team pursue an attack. Increase all allies max HP by 15%. At the beginning of each wave, grant all allies Divine Ward, during which each stage of damage taken by the owner cannot exceed 25% of the owner's max HP for 2 turns. Exactly the same as Arato. But the difference here is this grants it to each ally. That means Arato is on herself. So Arato is faster than another individual. That means that individual will only have it for one of their turns or something, or two of Arato's turns, which may be only one of theirs. But now here, if your characters are, if your Guan Yu is fastest or whatever, then he does not matter about his speed because everyone's getting their own unique thing, which lasts for two of their turns, not two of Guan Yu's turns like Arato. So this is actually a better effect. It's better and worse. It's better if your Arato is faster than them. If you're faster than Guan Yu, it's a worse effect. If you're slower than Guan Yu, it's a better effect. So it's like it kind of evens out. It makes it better and worse. It's kind of like they kind of are even. Like I would say they're exactly even. I'd say they both have the exact same amount of pros and cons, which is good. S4 then skill cleaver in Fury. Deals HP burn damage by 48% of self-max health to a single enemy. Afterwards, deal HP burn damage by 21% of self-max health to all enemies. So it's like a big one onto one and then split damage onto others. Onto all enemies and inflicts cold 2 on them for 2 turns. Finally, deals HP burn damage by 21% of self-max HP to all enemies and inflicts 2 layers of long wrath for 2 turns. Meanwhile, grant all allies a shield equal to 200% of self-max health. The shield cannot be removed. That's huge. If his self-max health is like 2 million, that's a 4 million shield. Very strong. Okay, E1 to 3, lot of text here. Green Long's Crescent Blade. At the beginning of any ally's turn, Guan Yu will inflict 1 layer of Celestial Might on all enemies if he survives. This has no turn limit on, so you're going to get to the 8 stacks very fast. He gains 20% damage res. That means that this will only take 5 turns to do maximum. Each time Guan Yu casts Green Long's, I'm sorry, not even that, it'll take 4 turns because 2.5. Oh, no, sorry, it'll take 2 turns because you're getting the yeah. If you have 40%, you get this all in 1 turn basically. So it'll take 2 turns. Each time Guan Yu casts Green Long's triple slash, which is his basic, or Green Long's triple slash pursuit attack. So basically, whenever he uses this ability, he's gonna gain a shield with 20% of self-max HP, up to 200% of self-max HP, and increases damage dealt to boss by 50%, up to 500%. So it looks like if it happens 10 times, he gets to the max stack and it just caps there. Interesting to see how it does. He looks like he's going to be extremely good versus bosses, though. Guan Yu gains 1 layer of advance in March, up to 5 layers when allies, excluding self-pursuing attack. When advancing March is stacked to 5 layers, assumes all of them to order all allies to launch basic attack to pursue an attack a random enemy once immediately. Pursuing attacks triggered through this effect will not grant Guan Yu advance in March. That's his E1. His E1 is very strong. E2. Each time an ally, excluding Guan Yu, launches a base attack or uses basic attack to pursue an attack, they gain a shield equal to 15% of Guan Yu's max HP up to 10 layers, so 150%. Each time an ally launches basic attacks or uses basic attacks to pursue an attack, they gain 1 layer of righteousness. Increase effect res by 4% and mastery res by 6% up to 10 layers. So they get 40% effect res. Don't know how strong that is. I consider that very strong. And 6% mastery res. Again, I'm not sure how strong that will be either. Obviously, it will be good, but most abilities these days just ignores everything basically. Each time the ally with max layers of righteousness cast skills proactively, additionally deals HP damage by 50% of Guan Yu's max health to the main target. That is disgusting. That is disgusting. That's basically Penny is going to get that extremely fast. she's going to get extremely fast. That's really good. E2 is really good. So I'd say this is for bosses. This is to make PvP very good, and then this is obviously makes his thing amazing. Guan Yu gains Divine Manifestation for 2 turns and 5 layers of advancing mask after he casts to pursue an attack. After he casts Green's Long's triple slash pursue an attack 5 times. Divine Manifestation increases all allies' base attack damage and pursuing attack damage dealt by using base attacks by 100%. That's interesting. So that's like all allies get 100 basic attack damage and pursuing attack damage dealt by using basic attacks by 100%. So when they do basic attack, they get 100%. When they do it pursuing attack, they get an additional 100%. That's very strong. That is very strong. At the end of enemy's turn, restore all allies' HP equal to the enemy's owned layers of Celestial Might by 5,000 times 5,000. So Celestial Might can be stacked up to 8 layers. So the max on a team can be 40. 40 times 5,000. You're looking at 200k passive healing at the end of enemy turn. It's not the best, but it's better than nothing. At the beginning of each wave, Guan Yu is immune to all turn meter reduction effect. Beside Guan Yu casts Unmatched Fortitude and Sky, Cleaver and Fury once immediately and gains 100 extra speed for 3 turns. So Unmatched Fortitude, so he's going to do this and then he's going to do that. It doesn't say onto who. Meanwhile, inflict cowardice on the enemy with the highest speed for 3 turns. Cowardice cannot gain any shield. Reduce turn meter bonus effect granted to allies by 80%. If the owner is a blue mark hero, whenever they increase more than 10% turn meter for all allies, deduct the allies' max HP by 8% 10 times. In the duration of cowardice, the owner cannot gain buffs or revive after being killed. When 2 or more enemies with the resonance tag are deployed, increase all allies' max health by 300%. So basically, this is basically saying we do not like Hania Apsara together because that counters Kane's like main ability, which is to stop resonant record damage. So we're like, if you put those two together, yeah, that's fine, you can do it, but you're not gonna get any. You're not gonna. We're gonna make the other team extremely beefy compared. So yeah, I'm not in favor of characters coming out and then hard countering existing limiteds. I really do not like that. I feel that is counterintuitive. You're kind of like forcing out a limited you brought out a year ago for literally no reason. It does kind of like ruin the you let them use a hero for 12 months and you're like, yeah, we don't want you using this hero anymore, even though you spent money, you spent time, effort building them up. Was like, we don't want you to use the hero anymore. That's kind of what happened to Apsara. No hard countered Apsara. Now she's hard countered Apsara. Well, first of all, Kane hard countered Apsara, didn't really do much. Null came, made her basically 0 TM gain, still removes. Now this person comes, basically gonna kill her instantly. Only thing I see positive here is reduced turn meter bonus effect granted to allies by 80%. If the owner is a blue mark hero, whenever they increase more than 10% turn meter for an ally, so it doesn't say in a turn, which is interesting because her main one does like 20%, 8% of that is only 4%. Now the only thing I'm seeing is if her echo, because her echo stops reduction of turn meter up to 35%, if that will counter this. So the first turn you'll be able to increase the turn meter, and then after that it won't. If it does, this part here is good. will counter her. If it doesn't, then this part will not. Another thing also is if this is total throughout the entire game, or this is just literally per turn. If it's per turn, it's not really going to take over. It's per game. Yeah, she is not going to be long for this world, sadly. Good thing though, it only lasts for 3 turns, I think. Oh, no, wait. Meanwhile, Blitz Cow doesn't. Yeah, for 3 turns. It's only for 3 turns. So hopefully it won't be. Yeah, we just have to see basically. Okay, so thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.